Hello, my name is Gonzalo and I'm part of Biotech Global Health Outreach, or BGHO, and today we're going to talk about how to make agar at home. But let's start with what is agar? Today is a very beautiful day in April, and this reminds me of the day where I made bacteria glow. But what did I use to do that? I used some dish with some substance that is like gelatin on it. Well, this is called agar, and this is what scientists use to grow bacteria or other microbes on it. And they can do their science with it. For example, transformation, putting foreign DNA into bacteria, and in this case, made them glow. I made bacteria glow. We use agar for all of that. So today we're going to find a way to do this at home. You know, COVID-19 has forced many of us to stay at home. So let's see how we can use some ingredients that you might find at home and make some homemade agar to grow some bacteria on it. Let's go. So, what do we really need to make our homemade agar? That's a really good question. We're gonna be using gelatin, sugar, beef bouillon, water, a container where we're going to put our agar. In this case, I'm gonna be using a yogurt container. We're also gonna be using some cotton swabs and some plastic food wrap. I was just on my way to the kitchen. I got the lab coat and I'm ready to do some science. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our saucepan, we're gonna put 1 cup of water into it, and after that we can put whatever we want. In this case, 1 cup of gelatin, 1 cube of beef bouillon, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and that's all. We're gonna set it to medium heat and let it boil. While you wait for it to boil, you wanna stir it. You don't want any beef bouillon chunks or gelatin chunks to be there when you pour your agar, because it's actually gonna make it worse. So be careful and stir. So once it's done boiling, you're gonna want to let it rest for at least 2 minutes. During these 2 minutes, you can take your containers out and you can arrange them in whatever way you want. We need it to cool down a little bit so it doesn't really melt your containers. Just be careful, it's really hot. Two minutes? That was really quick. Okay, so you gotta be careful. Remember, the saucepan is pretty hot. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your saucepan and then you're gonna slowly pour into your container, and you're gonna pour enough liquid to cover the bottom. That's the bare minimum. But remember, the more liquid you add, the easier it will be for you to swab your bacteria onto the agar. Okay, so now our agar is to be put into the fridge. But first we need some lids. I took some plates and used them as lids because I didn't really have anything else that could work as a lid. So I put this in, I stacked them and put them into the fridge. Then I waited probably like an hour or two for them to cool down and completely solidify. Again, patience is key. So just wait that hour or two until it completely solidifies. You don't really want to mess this up. While you wait, make sure to make a list of what you're planning on swabbing. In this case, I want to swab my water bottle and my phone. The lab coat is back, because this time we're actually doing some science. So once you have your list of what you're gonna swab, you wanna swab it. You wanna swab it very thoroughly, like the video you're watching now. After you swab it, you wanna streak your plate, in this case your yogurt container. But don't apply too much pressure because you can stab the agar and like break it, and you don't really want that. And just go in like a zigzag motion until you cover the whole surface of your agar. Once you're done streaking your plate, you're gonna put plastic wrap on top. I did 2 layers just to be safe. You never know what's really gonna grow in there. It might be really dangerous for you to grow that, so just to be safe, put 2 layers of plastic food wrap. And then finally, just leave them in a warm space. Wait 1 to 2 days and you'll see your results. It's been a while now, and we have our homemade agar. There's some funky stuff growing in it. If you take a look here, it's pretty much all covered in mold, and there's like a big colony in there. I don't know what it is. I would say it's a bacterial or yeast colony. I don't know. I got these results from swabbing my phone. That was one of the objects I swabbed. I didn't really record it. Now we have to take a picture, and after we take our picture, what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of this. Unfortunately, just take your picture, take a selfie if you want to. Be careful. It's a biological hazard, so we're gonna have to throw away the whole thing. The film, the agar, and the container. And that is why I recommend not using a container that is like single use, or like a dish, for example. So now we're just gonna throw away this whole thing. Let's go. So here we are at BossLab. BossLab is a do-it-yourself community lab where regular citizens come here and do science. I'm a regular citizen and I'm here going to do some science. BossLab has kindly given us access to their space so we can compare our homemade agar with some actual lab agar. Let's go. So how are we gonna do this? We're basically gonna take my water bottle, the object I want to swab, some cotton swabs, and then we're gonna swab my object, the mouth of the object in this case. And then we're gonna streak the swab onto the agar in a zigzag motion. Once we're done doing our streaking, we're gonna put our agar into our 37 degrees Celsius incubator. I know no one likes waiting, but this time we have to do it. We're gonna wait 1 to 2 days to see some results. Let's wait. It's been a while since we last visited BossLab, but we have come back to take a look at our lab agar plates. Let's go. Okay, so this is our lab agar that we got here at BossLab. So you can see there's a lot of colonies and there isn't any mold growing, meaning that the mold we got in our homemade agar could be contamination. But now you'll see a side-by-side comparison of our agars. But yeah, this is most likely bacteria, as yeast fungi take longer to grow.